Let's finish the logic of the preposition on by looking at some idioms. This is where it gets really interesting. As a quick reminder, the logic of the preposition on is always a positive state or active state, and it is usually also a surface or a platform. In idioms, the applications of the logic are often more abstract, but those applications are usually based on simpler applications. These are the idioms that we will look at today. Rise to the occasion. Wait, this idiom doesn't use the preposition on. Actually, it does. Well, at least it uses the logic. I want to start with this very special example because it was the first phrase that convinced me that prepositions are logical. First, what does this idiom mean? If you're in a difficult situation, you can't just relax and let it happen. You have to increase your effort or courage in order to solve the problem or do a good job. So, we naturally use the verb to rise, which means to go upward. But in this case, it means to increase your effort in order to handle a difficult situation. Next, we have the preposition to. The logic of that preposition is an endpoint. For example, if you go to the beach, which is a destination. Okay, so now we have rise plus to with the meaning of increase your effort toward something. And occasion? This is where it gets really interesting. When we use the word occasion, we usually use the preposition on. For example, on special occasions, he wears a suit. But an occasion is a type of event, and we usually use the preposition at with events because events happen at a particular time and place. For example, you can be at a party. However, events happen all the time. Some are big, some are small. It's a very general word. Notice that we have the word occasionally. An occasion is something that doesn't happen every day and is usually something special. If it's a special event that doesn't happen all the time, then we can naturally raise the event in importance, which is a similar idea to putting someone on a pedestal. This makes occasion an abstract platform. Now that it's a platform, it's something that we can rise to, like if you climb a ladder in order to get on top of a roof. The occasion platform in this idiom is the difficult situation that's happening, positive state, active state, and you have to increase your effort, rise, and point that effort to the end point, which is the difficult situation. So we don't actually see the preposition on or the preposition up in this idiom, but the logic of these two prepositions is still working in the background. This is how you hack the personality of a language. Note that when we talk about the event itself, like a wedding, we still say at the wedding, not on the wedding. It's an occasion, but it's still an event. It's only when we specifically use the word occasion that we use the preposition on, because now we're talking about the event as a platform instead of just the event at which something happens. This is one of the most difficult things about prepositions. If it helps, think of an occasion as a special light. So when we use this word, the preposition on applies, not the preposition at. I understand. It works this way. Exactly, you hit the nail on the head. If you hit the nail on the head, it means that you say something that is exactly correct. But why do we use the preposition on? Why not use the preposition at, which is about a specific point? It's perfectly logical in general terms to use the preposition at, but the personality of the English language doesn't like that. In this context, there are two main reasons why English prefers the preposition on. Number one, two surfaces are touching, and number two, you have to concentrate, meaning focus your attention on the nail in order to make sure that you hit it well. The purpose of the sentence is about focusing and accuracy. What do you think about the president's new policy? I don't know, I'm on the fence about it. To be on the fence literally means that you are on top of a fence. As an idiom, it means that you're not sure which side of an issue that you agree with or support. You could be on one side and support the idea, or the other side and oppose the idea, or you could be on the fence, which is in the middle between the two. If you don't care about either side, you're neutral, which is not the same as being on the fence. Okay, but how does the logic apply? One platform is a green light, the other platform is a red light, but you're on the fence. You don't know which side you agree with, so you're up in the air, which is another idiom we have in order to talk about a situation that hasn't been decided yet. A situation is up in the air, but a person is on the fence. If you decide which side of an issue you agree with, then you get off of the fence and land on top of the platform that you agree with, just like you would physically land on the ground if you got off of a physical fence. After you are on that platform, if it's a green light, you support the issue and you actually become part of the platform because you are now a supporter. If it's a red light, you oppose the issue and you become a weight or force against it. Also notice that we say things like, I'm on his side, or politically, I'm on the left, or I'm on the right. Our next idiom is, on the one hand, I think the new policy will increase security. On the other hand, it'll also decrease privacy. This is an idiom we use to make a comparison. Normally, we say something is in your hand if you're holding it. This idiom is a little weird because you probably expect it to be in the one hand. However, the preposition in, as we talked about a little last time, is a container, not a surface or a platform. When you're comparing two things, you can think of them as general things that you're focusing on, as if you put them side by side on a table in order to analyze them and see the differences. So in this case, it's like your hands are platforms that display the two things that you are comparing. In fact, saying on the one hand and on the other hand is even usually part of our body language. A related phrase is to weigh the pros and cons, and we often use our hands like a scale that you see in this image. This is a good example that helps show that the subconscious network of connections in the mind of a native can actually affect the way we move our body. And then we have, are we still on for Sunday? We use this phrase when we have already made plans with someone, for example, to go to the beach with them on Sunday, and we want to confirm that the plans haven't changed. But why do we use the preposition on? Because the plans are in a positive state or active state. Similarly, let's say that your friend challenges you to a game. You can say, it's on, or you're on. Both of these mean the same thing, that you accept the challenge, but with the extra meaning that you're going to win. When you accept the challenge, the game starts, so it is now in an active state. All of these phrases are like talking about a light that's on. If it's off, you aren't going to do it. In fact, we have a phrasal verb, to call off, which isn't used in every context, but it means to cancel the plan to do something. For example, she called off the wedding. You now know one of the biggest puzzle pieces to the subconscious network of connections in the mind of a native speaker. If you're ready to continue building that subconscious network in your mind, click here for the next preposition. Want more content like this? Don't forget to subscribe and leave any questions you have in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.